This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
Students in the Moses Lake School District spent this week learning about the U.S. Constitution.
The Soap Lake City Council got input from residents before deciding to approve a resolution opposing a November ballot proposition replacing the mayor with a city manager.
The Battle of the Basin returns Friday night as rivals Quincy and Ephrata look to rebound after both teams suffered blowout losses last week.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Students in the Moses Lake School District spent this week learning about the U.S. Constitution. September 17th through September 23rd is Constitution Week, and on Wednesday at North Elementary School, students, some donning red, white, and blue clothing, were joined by U.S. Army service members for a flag-raising ceremony outside the school. As part of the ceremony, 4 students presented a short speech about what the Constitution means and why it's so important.
My name is John Millette. Today the Constitution protects us and keeps us safe. We should be grateful to our founding fathers and celebrate each year that we have these freedom and rights.
Following the presentation, the school's guests raised the American flag and led the students in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Before the students headed to class for the day, copies of the Constitution were provided to every student at the school. Constitution Week was signed into law in 1956 by President Dwight D. Eisenhower and commemorates the adoption of the U.S. Constitution. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
The Soap Lake City Council got input from residents before deciding to approve a resolution opposing a November ballot proposition replacing the mayor with a city manager. The council held a public hearing during their Wednesday night meeting, allowing the public to speak their mind on Proposition Number 1.
It's understandable that there is frustration with city government. Much is expected and funds are limited. There are crime problems, substandard streets, parks that need more maintenance, and more. The city is making progress in all these areas, but there's a long way to go. However, changing to a city manager form of government is definitely not the answer.
I am for Proposition 1. Hiring a qualified professional city manager would be a great benefit to our town. I hear folks saying yes, but we cannot afford it. Absolutely not true. The current budget and preview budget for 2017 proves we can.
Proposition Number 1 was created by resident Maynard Hagan and councilmember Robert Brown. Following the public hearing, Brown explained why he wants to change the city's government from a mayor to a city manager.
We have to come into the 21st century. We are currently still way back in the 20th century. We've got to come ahead. The city says, well, we have to change some of our ordinances. My goodness, we've been talking about updating them for years. They're old. They need updating.
Councilmember Judith Tremaine said while she's in favor of a city manager in principle, the financial impact would be costly for Soap Lake.
We've done more in this last 4 years than I've seen happen in 22 years I've been here. So I'm impressed with what the former council did. And I don't see that a manager, you kind of have to look at it this way. We can have a manager or we can have police. We can have a manager or we can have less public works.
The council voted 5-1 in favor of the resolution opposing Proposition 1, with Brown casting the only no vote. In Soap Lake, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
The Battle of the Basin returns Friday night as rivals Quincy and Ephrata look to rebound after both teams suffered blowout losses last week. The two teams meet at Quincy High School with kickoff set for 7 p.m. The Tigers are off to a slow start this season with an 0-3 record, including a 55-18 loss last week to Toppenish. But Ephrata has had success recently against Quincy, winning the past 5 matchups. The Jackrabbits' last Battle of the Basin win came in 2010. Quincy struggled last week, falling to Prosser 62-0. They'll look to improve their season record to 2-2 under first-year head coach Wade Peterson with a win against Ephrata Friday night. And if last year's Battle of the Basin is any indication, fans should expect to see a close game. Ephrata pulled out a 13-12 win as the Jackrabbits missed a late extra point to even the score. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 Sports.
Still seeing plenty of sunshine this week. Hi, Jeff Slakey from the iFIBER 1 Weather Center taking a look at the basin's forecast. Monday, partly cloudy and 73. 71 on Tuesday, 74 for Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, more sunshine and 75. This weekend looks to be nice and in the upper 70s. Looking for a car? Try Barry Motors. Located in Ephrata, Wenatchee, and Moses Lake, Barry Motors is one great place to buy a car. For iFIBER 1 News, I'm Jeff Slakey.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.